So A cross B, the result will be, I know, it will be, A cross B will be one thing in a component I plus another term in the J direction plus another term in the K direction. And this term is AYVC minus ACVY. Oh, good. And this term that is on the J direction will be AC on the J direction, BX minus AX VC correctly. I will tell you a trick how I imagine this, but you can see you can make a pattern recognition. Look here. The I term that is, it will not involve here any X component, any AX. The I term will not involve any X component. So you go to the next of the X component is the Y by C minus C by Y. This term, J, the term that is here, it will not involve any AY or BY component. So what is the next component to the Y? Is the C, CX. So you go X, you go like this, X, Y, C, X. So I'll go like this. This term will not involve any term in the Y components. The next one will be C by X, X by C. Okay? And this one, K components, will be something like this, something like it will not involve any C component, so will be AX, BY, minus B. Okay. Let me see. If I go here, this is the C component. I'm here. The next one is X, XY, YX. It's okay. I think it's the same thing that what I wrote before. Let me see if this is correct. Yes, it's correct. AY, BC. Let me see if this rule that I have invented is okay. I think it's okay. AX, I stop here. For example, if I want to find this is the X component. I will go to the Y, AY, BC. AC, BY. Oh. If I go to the J component, that is the Y, so I will start for the next one, C, AC, VX, AX, VC. Yeah, it's work. So if I go to the K components, I will go to the next one, X. So it will be AX, VY, AY, VX. Well, A is the vector 3i plus 4k. 3i plus the vector 4k. And let's go to see that V is the vector, for example, is the vector 1i plus 4j. And I want to do the A cross V. So what I want to do first, I want to find the magnitude of A cross V. Oh, you can find the magnitude of A cross V, but you don't have the angle. It's the magnitude of A by the magnitude of V by the sine of alpha. So if you don't have the angle and you don't have any way how to calculate the angle that you do have, because you have the dot product between A and B to calculate the angle, but let's say that you don't have. Well, you make A cross V, as I said, and you will find a vector C. And the vector C has components I, some components J. Which component is the vector C? This one. This one is the I component. This one is the J component of the vector C. So if you want to find the angle between A and B, How you will do? No, you have to do it, sorry. You have to do the dot product. But you can find from here the magnitude of C. Oh, yes, you can do it. You can find the magnitude of C as the square root of this square, this term square, plus this term square, plus the other term square. You put it here, and you have the magnitude of C. So this is equal to the magnitude of C, and you can calculate the sine of alpha. Oh, of course. Let's go to do it. Okay. A is 3i plus 4k, and B is what is B? 1i for j. 1i for j. Magnitude of A is the square root 3 squared 9, 4 squared 16, square root 5. Magnitude of B, 1 squared 1, 4 squared 16, magnitude or square root of 17 is the magnitude of B. So what is A cross B? A cross B is AX, AY, AX, Y, and Z. Maybe this rule, I think, is working, eh? Let me check. I will check carefully that I didn't make any mistake. A cross Y will be some component in the I direction. What a component is in the I direction of A cross B? Is AY, VC, minus AC, B, BY. Okay? Some components in the J direction. So I'm in the J direction, and I'll go to the next one. So will be AC, VX, AC, VX, and I come back, minus, AX, VC. Okay. And some components in the K direction. So I'm in the K direction in Z, so I start with the X. So will be AX, BY, minus AY, VX. Correct? So now let me think if I did it correctly. A cross B will be a vector C, and the vector C will be AY for BC, AY 0. AY0 V. Now, in order not to make any mistake, you write A like this. A is the vector that has component 3, 0, 4. And B is the vector that has components 1, 4, and 0. So this is Vx, Vy, Vc. This is AX, AY, AZ. Z4 minus AC is 4 by BY is 4, no? AC is 4 by BY, that is 4, yes, in the I direction. So this is the vector C. Well, the components X of the vector C plus something in the vector in the direction of J. The direction of J is this one, AC Vx minus AX Vc. AC is 4, Vx is 1, so it will be 4 by 1 minus AX Vc. AX is 3, Vc is 0, minus 0. And on the K direction will be, the vector will be. So for the K direction, you can make this, once that you have A and V written in this way, A and V, you can, for this theta direction, you can do 3 by 4 minus 0 by 1. 3 by 4 minus 0 by 1 will be A theta. If you want AX, you can do 0 by 0 minus 4 by 4. And if you want AY, you can do this cross, 3 by 0 minus 4 by 1, but you have to invert the sign. Sorry about that. the j direction will be 3 by 0 minus 4 by 1, and you have to invert the sign, because if it will not, it will be the opposite like I wrote here. So it's okay. Will be is here ax by, ax is 3, by is 4, is 12, 4 by 12, 4 is 4 by 3, 4 by 3, okay, 4 by 3, minus ay, where is here, minus ay vx, ay 0 by something 0. So will be c will be minus 16i, correct, plus 4j, correct, plus 4. So the magnitude of c, you know how to find the magnitude of c. How? Well, you take the vector c and you get the magnitude of c. So you have the vector c, you have all the information here. What is a cross b? A cross b is c. This is the vector c. So if you want to find the angle, magnitude of a by magnitude of b by the sine of the angle, you may find, because you know the magnitude of a, you know the magnitude of b, and now you know the magnitude of c, not before. And now you can find sine of alpha. Do it to see what happens. A cross b, which is c, is the magnitude of a by the magnitude of b by the sine of the alpha. It will be the magnitude of c. So you know the magnitude of c, you know the magnitude of a, you know the magnitude of b, so you can find the angle between the two vectors. Well, it's done. Sine of alpha is the magnitude of c divided by the magnitude of a by the magnitude of b. I think it's correct. Yes, I think it's correct. Well, try and make the same thing. But this equation is wrong. It's correct, but it's wrong. What is wrong in using this equation? That if you have two vectors, a and b, let's say a, well, let's say a and b, and it happened that the angle alpha is less than 90 degrees, you can use this equation. It will work. It will work. Yes, it will work, I think. Yes, it will work if the angle alpha is less than 0, less than pi over 2. If the angle alpha is bigger than 0 and less than pi over 2. Why? Because if the angle alpha is like this, the sine of the alpha, here you don't detect any sign because they are magnitudes. So don't use this equation, please. Don't use this one. A scalar b equal magnitude of a by magnitude of b by cosine of theta. Why? Because the cosine of theta is negative if the angle is bigger than pi over 2. So this equation will detect if the angle, if you have two vectors with an angle which sine of theta equal the same sine of theta when theta is equal, it's like this, like this, like this. This is the problem. This is A, and this is B, and this is the angle theta. So if I do like this, and I consider B prime like this, I will obtain the same result, but the angle is different. You check because the sine is, both of them are positive, but this is not happening with the scalar product. So sorry that I'm tired. Okay, good luck.